Welcome, everybody, to the Journey of a Joyful Life podcast. I'm your host, Melody Chandler, and I'm so glad you're back with us this week. We have an amazing guest that is also a friend of mine. This is Greg Valmaine. Greg, thanks for joining us.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited that you're here. Greg's wife was on our podcast in our last season of Moms with Kiddos with Disabilities and told an amazing story. So you should go back and listen to that for sure. But Greg, it's really special to me that you agreed to come on our dad's podcast series because I think you have a special story to tell.
It was one of the originals with Journey School.
That's right. It sure is.
The first ones.
Yes. I'll never forget the first time I met you. I was slightly intimidated. I'm not going to lie. And also within that first time, I don't even remember if it was the first time or second time, I told Victoria, Greg reminds me so much of my dad and just some of your mannerisms and things. And I think immediately once I kind of put some connections together, it made me feel so comfortable because I was like, oh, he's like a teddy bear on the inside.
I knew the first time when we went in for Hayden's get to know you. We walked out and I said, she's going to hire you. She's going to call you for a job.
Aww.
I don't know if y'all talked about it at that point or not.
Not that you had said that.
Well, I didn't know if y'all discussed her working for you or not. She did not tell me if you had.
Oh, no, we hadn't.
Okay, well, I called it. So.
Well, that was the best decision ever. Yeah. Victoria's amazing. But today we're going to talk a little bit about you, Greg. So can you just go back to the earliest that you'd like to go back to and tell us about yourself? We want to hear your story.
Well, childhood was pretty normal. My parents and my sister, and parents were married for close to 50 years, just over 50 years before Mom passed. It was pretty normal. Nothing remarkable about our childhood except that our parents were young and they kind of grew up with us. So there was a lot of that. Got married a little bit early, had 2 kids, learned a lot from the marriage, and then it ended. Mm-hmm. Met Victoria, we got married. We learned a lot. We had a lot to learn. We grew a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of work on it. Mostly we were stubborn. If we weren't stubborn, it wouldn't have made it.
That's right.
But we have. Mm-hmm. A lot of work. I had a blended family, 2 kids in North Carolina, 2 kids in Texas. And then Hayden came along. He was our oldest daughter's child. Mm-hmm. And she was young. She told me ahead of time that she wanted to have a child.
Oh, wow.
Before I thought about it, I said, no, get a goldfish. She was not ready. No job, not married. Boyfriend didn't have a job. It was not a good situation at the time. And so she did what she was going to do, which is exactly what she wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And Victoria went out there when he was born. Spent a couple of days out there. I told her, don't come back without him. That didn't work out. But he did come to live with us a couple of times. And then went back to North Carolina for a while. She did with him. And we got a phone call or a message one day. And it said from her ex-husband, when you talk about her situation. Yeah. And we were sitting at the dinner table. And I looked at her, I said, he's coming here. He's ours. I'm done. And she's like, we don't know. And I said, trust me, that's what this is. And sure enough, they had decided that she was not able to take care of him. Mm-hmm. And it was best for him and for her, for him to come live with us.
Yeah.
And, we worked out the logistics and met him in Montgomery, Alabama, and spent some time together so he could get comfortable with us, which he was immediately comfortable. He didn't show signs of being worried about being with us or missing somebody that he left. He was just very casual with us and a happy kid. And we brought him home and I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea. I knew he had autism. Mm-hmm. I didn't know if he was going to require 24-hour care in a wheelchair. I didn't know anything. I mean, I literally didn't know anything.
Right. He was pretty young.
He was 5 years old.
Yeah.
But he was happy. And really, he was pretty easygoing at the time. Victoria did the heavy lifting. She worked out his education. She found the doctors. She got him on all the waiver lists, which we're still on some of them, 14,000 people down still.
Yes.
Um, and really carried the weight of taking care of him, both when she was staying home with him and when she was working.
Mm-hmm.
I was out working, but I was gone. I wasn't there with him.
Right.
And even when she was working, it was arranged for her to be with him at the same campus at school.
Right.
So it really didn't turn. Um, it didn't work well at the end of his time at public school. There were some changes in who his instructors would be, and it happens.
Yeah.
People have lives; they have to go do what they got to do. It just didn't work well for Hayden then. So we pulled him out of public school, and at around that time, she saw the advertising for parents to come and visit a city council meeting in Oak Ridge about Journey School. We didn't know that's what it was at the time. And she's telling me about it, and all excited. I'm like, okay, well, go. Do
Yeah.
what you want to do. And she came home kind of excited about it, and then didn't hear anything for a little while. And then she told me it was approved and asked me if I wanted to go see about Hayden going there. And I said, okay, it's a private school. And she said, yeah. And I said, how much is the tuition? And she told me, and I had to work on that. That was tough.
Yes.
It's not, I mean, it's not inexpensive. Even doing a bare bones, it's not inexpensive. So we came and we talked to you. And Hayden was very comfortable, which didn't surprise me. He's a pretty good kid. Vic was excited. So, yep, okay. And like I mentioned earlier, I knew walking out that you were going to offer a job. And you did, and that was good because that's how it was paid for. That
Right.
funded his education.
Yes.
And that was good for, was it 3-4 years that he was there? Yeah. And he grew up. He decided he didn't want to be there, and we didn't see the signals. We didn't catch the behavior in time until he let everybody know very clearly one day at school that he was no longer going to be there.
Yes.
And that was tough. Vic was worried hard about that, about not working, about where he was going to be, about how that was going to be. And I just said, it's not right for him to be there. He's not happy. He's not helping anybody there. He's done. We're going to walk away from it. We'll figure out what we're going to do. And she went back into investigator mode and looked at all kinds of options for us. And we decided that ABA therapy was the next best thing for him. And so we talked to several people and got him into therapy. And that has been really good for him and for her. Yeah. She was home with him for a year, 24/7. That was a tough year. Yeah. She struggled. He struggled. I struggled. It was a tough year. And since he's been in therapy, it's slowly built into a good thing. It was difficult at first. He was tired, a lot of running around. And she's managed to get it on a good routine, everything consolidated. He's learned who he works with, and he likes them. He likes some more than others. He doesn't dislike any of them, but he definitely has his favorites, and typically they have blonde hair. We've learned.
Yes.
And then she found a waiver for us to be on to get some help at home. Landed into a pretty good routine with that as well. And that's been great for him. It's been great for her, which makes it good for me.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's been a long road to get where we are, but it's worth it.
Yes, for sure. How old's Hayden now?
He will be 18 in just under a month.
I knew his birthday was coming up, and I was pretty sure
September 18th. Yeah.
His 18th year.
Big day. Yeah, we've got some legal stuff going on around that because when he turns 18, the state of Texas says they can't talk to us.
Right.
So we have to get that addressed, and that's in process.
Yes, for sure.
So.
And I think a lot of people don't understand the weight of that, just that in and of itself, like for a child who's an unreliable speaker,
Mhm.
which I would say. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hayden is an unreliable speaker. So, yes, he can use his words, but a lot of times it's not exactly what he means. And it's,
Yeah, a lot of his answers, it's like a word roulette. I'm going to throw some things out and see if you like it,
mm-hmm.
or I'm going to throw things out until you go away
Yeah.
because I don't want to answer the question. I don't really want to deal with this right now. So he has some verbal ability. It's limited.
Right.
But the legal proceeding is just the beginning. And then we have to get all the doctors involved, the Social Security involved, and the insurance. And in the process, his name is changing. So that is even a further complication.
Yes.
So, yeah,
It's all a
I
lot.
think we have a year of probably of a lot of work to be done.
For sure. Well, I know Victoria, and
She probably has a plan.
She's very good at
Yeah.
making sure things are getting done. She's
just
so
saying,
amazing.
what do you need me to do and where do I need to be?
That's
Okay.
right. Well, I want to ask you, I mean, I have just the benefit of knowing you guys, and also the relationship I have with Victoria is so sweet, and she's one of my dearest friends. But I will never forget one time. It was very early on in our friendship relationship because I hadn't known you guys for very long, but you called me and told me that Hayden had left your house and asked me if, some things. And I wasn't surprised by the fact that you wanted to support Victoria, but it never left me the depth of how you cared for her and like how you put her first in that situation. Because I mean, Hayden, nobody knew where Hayden was, but you were so worried about Victoria. It brings me to tears. And I want to just talk a little bit about that, because one of the things that helps a mom is to have a supportive husband who cares about her, not just her child, and so talk to me about that.
She has to come first. I have to come first. One of the lessons I learned is if we're not a team, he's not good. Hayden.
Yeah.
And it's a long time to learn that. I'm a slow learner. But yeah, is that when he eloped the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah. He jumped the fence and went and tried to go play basketball with some kids in the neighborhood behind.
It's just a normal thing,
We were very fortunate. An ER nurse saw him and saw him on the edge of the other kids and kind of figured out something was wrong and called the police. And I was driving around looking for him, and I saw a cop, and I rolled the window down. And I said, "Redheaded boy," and he said, "Follow me."
Oh.
So we were very lucky. She was very stressed, and she needed somebody, but I knew where I needed to be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys have done a lot of work on your relationship, and no marriage is easy, but a marriage with children that have complex needs. And Hayden's not your only child. You have other children who also have children, and children who don't live near you, and all these different things. And it's a lot.
So second marriages have a very poor success rate. The divorce rate in second marriages is high. Independent of that, divorce rate in marriages with special needs children is high.
Yes.
So when you combine the two, we got we worked hard.
Yes, you did. What would you say are a couple of things that you really felt like that you had to do in order to make some of those changes?
I had to figure out what her need really was. She'll be upset about something. Mm-hmm. Something's bothering her, but she's not telling me what it is. I'm not sure she knows how sometimes to tell me what's bothering her. Mm-hmm. So it's the unspoken question or unspoken need. And you got to look for that. Yeah. So if one of us is having a bad day, it's not about the other person. It's something else that's going on. You got to figure that out. Yeah. And remind yourselves you're a team. Giving her a break. There were many Saturdays I'd wake up. Come on, boy, we're going to get donuts and go to a car wash, and I'm saving your life by getting you away from your mama. That's what I would tell him. Yeah. And we would be gone for 3 or 4 hours and not doing anything in particular, just getting him out of the house to let her rest. I don't think she really rested. I think that she probably found things to do around the house, but she could do them undisturbed. And so I hope that helped.
I think it did.
So
Sometimes it's just the thought that counts,
yeah. Recently, with the help that we've had, we've been able to go and actually have date night and relax a little bit and watch TV together, because we were both able to sit down at the same time. We weren't tag teaming. Okay, well, you got Hayden and I got the dishes, and there was none of that now. So
Yeah,
that helps.
that's
That's been the last 6 months. No, yeah, 6, 7 months.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, I mean, Hayden also, because of he is from Victoria's oldest daughter, and that her marriage to her first husband is all wrapped up in this. How was that for your heart, and how was that for your emotions working through that Victoria was going to have, working conversations with her ex, and there's just a lot to that. You had to work through all of that somehow.
I don't recall thinking about it that much.
Okay.
I was focused on getting through the day. So the bigger questions, I didn't have any concerns about her having to work with her ex-husband. I mean, it just, that didn't really bother me. There's not a strong relationship there between the two of us, the ex-husband and I.
Right.
We rarely see each other, rarely talk.
Right.
So there's no personal animosity. I think he was pretty foolish. I mean, they divorced, so I think he was pretty foolish. But I'm happy they did. So really the early on, we would sit down and she would say, well, this is what I've done. And I'd ask a few questions just so I understood. And sometimes I probably came across as though I were questioning her, which wasn't the case. I was questioning to understand.
Yeah.
And that was a struggle to get through. Because I think she was a little bit insecure about what she was doing because she'd never done it before.
Right.
And to have somebody come behind you and question why you did something, that's understandable why it would upset you.
Right.
But I think the flip side of it is it's understandable to have somebody question what's going on because they really don't know. And I didn't. I was along for the ride, go to work, come home, and do what I can at the house. But she handled it. In some ways, she was a single mom.
What would your advice be to someone who, I wouldn't say has your exact same situation, because like your situation is extremely different from a lot of people's situation, right?
Yeah, I can go toe for toe with anybody on this.
It's the complexities are just unique, but there are a lot of grandparents who are raising their grandchildren, and it might not look exactly like yours and Victoria's, but what would you say to somebody who was about to embark on that situation?
You got to have two focuses. You got to be present in now and enjoy it while you can, but you got to think about what's going to happen 20 years down the road. What happens to Hayden when we're gone? Where does he go? Who pays for it? On the flip side, he's here now. He needs my attention now.
Yeah.
That's the big one. You got to learn to divide your thoughts.
How have you done that? How do you do
Not well.
self-care?
Long time I was just getting through the day, Vic really worried about it a long time before I did, and God provides.
How would you say, what is your relationship like with God? What does your faith journey look like, Greg?
Crowded. I'm not comfortable in big churches. Small churches typically aren't real successful. I have a relationship with God. I can appreciate church, but to me, in many ways, God is not the physical being, the building.
Right.
I go to church with her occasionally. I appreciate it. I don't have any issues with it.
Yeah.
But if I don't go every week or a month at a time, I'm okay. I've got my faith.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think that's the most important thing, because when we stand before the Lord one day, he's not going to ask us, how many days did you go to church? He's going to ask us, what was our relationship like with him,
yeah, who am I?
Exactly.
He's going to ask, who am I? And you got to know him.
That's exactly right. I mean, I think knowing you, I can see your faith. And I think that's the point, right? The fruit of our labor, that's what the Lord looks at. And that's how other people see us, is by our fruit,
I think always pray, if necessary, use words, something to that effect. Yeah.
So I danced around the self-care thing, but what do you do for fun? What's Greg's, like, if you're going to take a break, what do you like to do?
I don't. I work 5 days a week. I come home and I do the best I can at the house. There's always something to do at the house. And maybe that's it. If I'm out mowing the yard, don't take this wrong, Vic, I get left alone. Nobody wants to be out there with me. I'm okay with that.
See, Greg, this is why you're like my dad. My mom says, I think he mowed the grass 3 times already this week, but he's out there on the lawnmower again.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
I mean, I used to fish. I used to go to the gun range. I read a lot. Now I listen to audiobooks.
Okay.
While I'm mowing the yard.
Yeah.
But I'm good with that. I don't feel like I'm missing anything by not being out socializing.
Yeah. How do you feel like Victoria meets your needs? Like, how do you feel like you're able to communicate your needs to her? We talked a little bit about how you see her needs, but how is she able to see yours?
Well, she has a much harder, she is the hardest working retiree that I know.
I would agree with that.
I wasn't sure about her joining the board. I'll be honest. I was very leery of it. We've each had experiences similar to that, and they become very time consuming. And that was my biggest concern.
Yeah.
It has not. So give credit where it's due.
Yes, thanks.
But that doesn't mean she's not busy.
Right.
Mostly she takes care of Hayden and I. He's, he has high needs. I'm high maintenance. So she has her hands full. She really makes it so I don't have to worry about anything when I get home. She packs my lunch. I mean, I'm spoiled. Gives me peace. Now, didn't always.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I wasn't very fun to be around either sometimes. So, back to the hard work.
That's right. What do you think were like 2 major things that you did for your marriage that were intentional hard work?
Stopped caring what anybody else thought, and stopped being insecure. Insecurity leads to a lot of negative behavior.
Did you just stop? I mean, how did you just stop being insecure?
I didn't just stop.
Okay. Well, you made it really easy.
No, it's not easy. It's a lot of work. I mean, you have to think about it, and why did I get angry? Because maybe I did something wrong. So what? It's a family joke now, about, I think it was about airplane tickets, and we were doing something, and then she said, "Well, that's expensive," and I said, "I'm worth it. You got to know your worth," and that's kind of where the family joke came from. It goes from there, and you just decide who you want to be and be that person.
That's so good.
It's not easy. It's not like flipping a light switch, but
I think that you're reaping the benefits now.
Yeah, some. I'm not done. So,
yeah,
things are definitely better now.
So what is some advice that you would have for a man, for a dad? that is like in the pit of how am I going to make this work?
Have faith. Don't quit. It's not easy. It's not easy for men or women. Different roles, different responsibilities,
100%.
different personalities, different ways of looking at life. You just don't quit.
Just keep showing up every day.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I think that's a sign of a faithful man.
What option is there?
Well, I think there are other options that some people take, Greg.
No.
But I don't think that you've allowed yourself that option, and that's...
I don't see any other options. I don't. And I don't mean that as in I'm trapped. I don't see any other options.
Right, no, I understand.
I don't see any other options to get where I want to be. So.
Well, I've had the joy of watching you guys, at least for the last, 8 years.
There was some popcorn involved in that one, wasn't there?
It's beautiful, right? It's just the journey that God put you on that you were both faithful to, that led you to a place where I have personally seen so much peace in both of you. But that's the thing. You can't just be one or the other because, like you said, you're a team.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys work so beautifully together. You do. From the outside looking in. I mean,
it took a lot of work. I mean, I keep that's
the key.
Yeah.
It's the key. Both people have to work really hard and not stop working really hard. It's not like you arrive at this certain spot. You're like, well, we're done, like, especially with parenting our kids.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to get to the point where we're like, all right, well, check the box.
No, it's every day is a new day. As much Hayden thrives on routine, and as much as we want that, it doesn't always happen. Right. And the routine's good for us as well. We can plan our day better. We know that he's going to be okay.
Right.
But life happens. You're getting ready for school, and they call and say, we don't have a therapist.
Yeah. And then you learn how to pivot.
It's much easier said than done. It's much easier for us than it is for Hayden.
Right.
So that's usually where bribery comes in. Oh, no therapist, no school today. Pancakes. Let's go get pancakes.
So good.
Actually, if I'm offering, it's man cakes.
Man cakes.
Yes.
Is that what you call it?
Yes.
Nice.
Usually with chocolate chips.
Oh, wow. That's very manly. Where do you go to get said man cakes?
Anywhere I can.
Okay.
McDonald's was first because they were open early when I would take him.
They have chocolate chip pancakes?
No.
Okay. All right.
He manages, he bears up. Everybody's got their cross to bear.
Right.
No chocolate chips today.
Okay.
Denny's.
Okay.
Is good.
Good option.
Yeah. Good pancakes.
Very nice. That's awesome. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
This is good. Also, I would just have to say I'm slightly jealous of Hayden's well-keptness as far as the haircuts.
Oh,
this is a whole thing.
Yeah. When haircuts terrified him, absolutely terrified him when he was young. And I mean, you pull up in front of where you're going to get cut. He would recognize it. Like, I'm not going in there. He's already upset. And we had a couple of really good stylists who tried to work with him, one of whom had an autistic son. They went to school together. And she was great. He was not.
Yeah.
And so finally I said, I can't do this anymore like this. We're going to do it at home. And once again, we came back to bribery. I took 2 cupcakes and I set them on the rail to the deck outside. And I stood in between him and the cupcakes and had a pair of clippers. And I said, you want these? He said, yes. We do this. And he said, no, no cupcakes. And it took about 30 minutes of negotiating. And he cringed his way through it and got a terrible haircut. But he got a haircut and he had the cupcakes. And a couple of weeks later, we did the same thing. And finally, we got to where I can hand him the clippers and he'll attempt. He's not real good at it. So I let him work at it and then I clean it up. And then he needed a better haircut than I could give him. And so we found a stylist. She was great, and she did really good with him. He would, even when he was not having his best day and he would throw his head back at her, um, she would catch him and say, "Oh, no, we're not doing that," and just keep cutting his hair. And
Wow.
she moved to Huntsville. So we drove to Huntsville every week to
Wow.
get the haircut and the shave. She finally left, and we're back near the house. And every week, haircut and shave, and once a month he gets a pedicure, and he loves that.
I love that so much
Sits
for
up there
him.
and giggles, and I took a picture of him sitting up there, and I poured some Coke in a clear glass for him. And
Oh my goodness.
it was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he definitely has the type of his stylist that he likes best.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he is a type.
But yeah, definitely. Everywhere we go.
Yes.
So,
although I don't think it's a small Chinese girl, my small Chinese girl still thinks that her name is Yame Valmaine.
well, so does he.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I wouldn't say that she's his, but she's there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell who he really loves.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't show it traditionally.
Right. Well, neither does she.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You know?
But you can tell.
She must have said something that I didn't hear the other day because my other daughter came walking down the stairs, Adriana, saying, "Where's Yame Valmaine? What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, Yame's up there talking about Hayden."
That's been going on for years.
It has. I know. It's pretty amazing and also extremely endearing. I think it's so sweet. But they just have the sweetest connection.
But when Yame is much more vocal about it,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe even more expressive.
Yeah.
But when they're together, you wouldn't really know.
Oh, no.
No, it's a secret.
It's a secret. That's kind of makes it cool, I think.
Yeah.
It's really sweet. Okay, well, you have just been awesome to be here today, but if you were going to leave one thing for someone who, I would say specifically for a grandparent who was about to have their grandchild come into their home, they were wondering, you know, like, is this really what we're supposed to do? Are we supposed to take that step? And all those questions, you know?
Don't think.
Don't think. Okay.
Just, you know it's right. You know if it's right. And if it is, don't overthink it. The hesitancy shows. It's a challenge. It's not easy. We were lucky. We were younger than some grandparents.
Yeah.
You know, so that made it a little bit easier. Think about it too much.
Don't think about it. Just do it.
Dive in.
So good. I love it. Thanks, Greg. Thanks for being here today and being vulnerable. And it's been great talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
For sure. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll see you back next week.